Here
All
we
right,
go.
so kind of an interesting week. We're going to be cleaning out a lot of the hot lists just because they've done so well, and not a lot of them. It's not really a great spot to start new positions. Although I think you can keep some if you're in. Weather some pullbacks. All depends on your plan. But wanted to start this week with one that was a little early on last week, but the setup I'm looking for kind of solidified, and that's Kodak.
Yeah, we're 1 for 1.
So, so Kodak saw a large spike in option activity, kind of midday Friday, and then when I looked into
Sorry.
what they're buying, it's got 317 5C, and I got 421 7.5C.
Yeah, that 7 was it last time we traded it. That 775. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just getting back to that 450. Before we even kind of start on that, like that's what I'm looking for right now. And a lot of people get attracted by the things that already ran. I'm not interested in those unless they pull back to my level. I'm looking for stuff that's hasn't ran yet, that hasn't got the attention, that's lagging a little bit. So a lot of setups are like this, and that the flow's already there on this one makes this A plus, even though we're kind of under a level here.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been waiting for a while. It's previous winners, you kind of like to return to them in a similar setup, that you don't
Mm-hmm.
want it to just be, completely underwater when you get back into it. Looking back on it, we could have gotten back into open at what,
Sure,
like 80 cents or whatever
sure,
it was.
sure.
But it was an unfamiliar territory. You couldn't read flow down there. So yeah, you catch it 120 to 2 or 150 to 2 instead.
Well, we're in an
So
environment too right now. If you bought anything in January, you could have done right. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
mean, just we're just trying to
Yeah.
find.
And
We're
if you
we're
bought,
weeding through
and if you
that.
bought, then you're like, oh, if I would have bought more
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
What's in that's not
Um,
what's in front of you.
exactly. Yeah. All right. So next up for me is I mentioned this in the previous session, Zim,
Okay.
shipping stock.
Yeah, shipping.
And this had been way underwater for a while. And I kind of noticed it down there in that $17 area. But again, there was nothing telling me it wasn't just going to break down to 15 or 12 or whatever. So this I'm going a bit, had a nice couple days, but just really strong momentum here at 421 25, 421 30C. The shorter term stuff's at 20 and 23 for 217. Monthly options on this one, so that's where the spacing comes from. But yeah, I like this. My line on it, I only have one line on Zim.
What do you
It's
got?
32 23 is my line, and so I'm looking for that 30 test, and then we'll see
You're gonna love
what
my
we get to do.
line. You're gonna love my line.
What's that?
2409.
Oh, nice.
It's a
Okay,
huge. I
yeah,
mean that and the 17 are the two biggest shelves in the last 3 years on volume profile. Um, yeah, and I think we're gonna. For me, this if this can pull back to 2120, right in there, that's when you enter for that bigger move, share side, just because that's enough. I mean, that's 20 to 24 is enough of a trade, and then if you get the continuation, chart looks real good after that. Um, I like it.
yeah.
I
And
like it.
if swinging, the one I like is the 421 25C. It's about $120 right now. On a pullback, you can get that for 115, 110, something like that. And you easily take that to 200, $250 on a swing.
Yeah,
That would be my target.
I'm gonna mess with you just a little bit here, but even if you get back to this local bottom, this 2167 here, this dip on or opening on Friday morning, that's when I would re-examine shares. Just act like Friday didn't happen, which
Yeah.
I bet we'll get Monday, Tuesday.
But yeah, I'm with you on that. And by the way, this puts I don't have them on the hot list, but when Zim's going, Gogol is one to
Yeah, yeah,
watch
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
Golden,
GOGL.
the
So
golden
I don't have
shipper.
flow. Yep, I don't have flow on it yet, but I would not be surprised if that starts to come in. So kind of a maybe a preview of next week's list might have that.
Shippers were good at the wrong time. They were good when we were coming out of the pandemic, but that was also
Yeah.
when the market was just thriving hot. So they got like just destroyed with the pumpers.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like they were a thing for like a month. Um, but there's some good ones out there. I probably should get back on them. I just stayed away from them for like the last year because of that. Unless they
Yeah,
transport
and yeah,
oil.
it was kind of it just sort of was like Zim. That was a crazy move for an industrial stock with just like loading docks and cranes
Yeah.
and crap. I mean, it's not like Metaverse or something where it's just all like hope about the future. Like
Hey,
this is a company that does like real stuff, and for them to run like that was nuts.
I probably
Um,
made three to 5 grand on that ship, and then I went and looked into it, and they're like a Greek shipping company with like 6 ships.
yeah,
I was like, wait a minute,
yeah,
wait a minute.
yeah. It's that was a weird moment, like the
Yeah,
shipping bubble
yeah,
happened. Yeah,
it was just the market, but yeah, I like it. I like it. I like these guys. In general, but we should get. I think again we should get back into these, especially if we believe China's going to be reopening.
yeah, absolutely. As long as we don't get any balloon
Yeah,
embargoes or
no
whatever.
balloons. No balloons. Oh, Party City on the hot list this week.
Yeah, that Mylar, it's strong stuff. All right, so next up for me, I got Hertz.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I was even on your list too because the flow's really lining up here.
they got ER.
Um, so basically, it's the 17.5 puts that are sold that first got me into this for 317. The calls at 20C at 317 and 217, and then the in the money calls at 17.5C for this month are strong as well. So you basically you look at the top 7, 8 contracts on this, and they're all bullish, and that's strange. It wasn't like that, a couple weeks ago. So uh, yeah, I'm still liking this. Looking for probably a move to $22 is sort of what I see happening.
Um, I got 1772 one line chart. We kind of pointed this out in the 14, 16 range that you'll probably be all right buying here, but we don't have a floor. Um, I'm not going to repeat on every goddamn stock that you could have bought it in January, yada yada. I mean, every stock's going to have that same look to it. Um,
Yeah,
but the ER coming in here, the Tesla deal's still on the table. They just haven't really implemented that yet, where they're gonna have Teslas at their spots, not only to rent, but they're gonna rent them to the Uber drivers or the DoorDash people, and that's I think gonna be a pretty good niche that no one is using right now. So you can just basically go grab your car and do your job. Um, and you know how kids like to not own their own stuff nowadays. So I like them. I think they're cheap down here still. I like that we're back on our level, and flow seems pretty solid. So good stuff, P.
yep. It's it's not one where I get like a huge position, and I don't think you really need one. But so on the option side, some of those contracts I mentioned, the I kind of like going further out. That 317.20C is about $50. So, take $50 contracts, turn it into 80, $90. That's kind of the goal there. And I'll just buy like 5 of those. Okay. So then next up for me, I checked and I didn't have it on the list. We have it on the list quite a bit, but Roblox. I want to return to Roblox.
Really, it's a little up there. I wonder what you got.
It is, yeah. But there's this sort of video game thing happening this weekend,
I know you.
or not
I
this weekend, but
totally said
in the
that.
flow.
Yeah.
Um,
I got 39.94. So we're at the upper part of that channel. 31 being the bottom. Absolute floor right now I'd want to see on your end is that 35.
it's 36 is where
Okay.
I've got the floor. And so I've got 317 45C, and
Little more.
just a lot of strength building. And then calls like 210 40.5, got 217 45. Um,
No 50s or 48s yet.
I've got 317 50C,
Yeah, because that's. I mean,
and
that's your August. That's your August right there.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I got
yeah,
421 55C.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, for me, that's the top right now. Definitely enough range from here. It's just about how long it's going to take to get there. And flipping this 40. Um, this one
Yeah,
has. I only notice it because of Square. Shout out to Square. Merry Christmas. Um, but this one has that. It started by. If you look at the weekly flip I talk about, it started a week early, which I know that seems really simple, but people wanted to get in this one first. And Square was the
yeah,
same. Square was the same way. People bought it at the end of the year, as opposed to Tesla was the same way. People bought it at the end of the year, um, as opposed to waiting till after the first of the year. So I like this to test that 50. It's for me. It's just about the time, right? Like when are we going to test the 50?
yeah, absolutely. And so that's why like I kind of prefer scaling into April calls on it. You're not going to get the dramatic percentages, but when you know a move is imminent but don't quite know when, it's a way to get in a position without getting flushed out and then you know, watching it fly past your entry on the way back. So it can kind of lower some frustration, and that's what the lucid leaps were all about. No, I didn't get 10,000% gains on weeklies that were, $5 out of the money, but I was already in it. The move happened, and I'm like, okay, cool. Now what do I want to do with it? So, just kind of a better way to trade if you actually are putting the work in than to just try to scalp weeklies all the time. All right, so then sticking with the video game theme, now these guys have earnings and Monday after hours. So I'm kind of thinking, I mean, there's going to be a run up opportunity, but it's one of those I want to read the report and then decide what to do. But going into it, it's very bullish. It's TTWO. Uh,
TWO two.
TTWO,
Oh,
Take
TT.
Two
Take two.
Interactive
Yeah, take two. Take two.
Software.
Okay.
Yeah. And okay, so why am I into this? Well, for one thing,
Give me that.
the out of the money puts
Yeah.
are all bid side, which means they're just taking money from
You.
gamblers. Um,
Sorry.
but the where the whales are going are June calls at 140C and 120C, and what that tells me is that whatever happens short term with this will be somewhat temporary. If it drops on earnings or whatever, they're already in these positions. They'll probably go and buy more of them, but that's where they see it going is $140. And I saw the same thing with Spot um, before that move happened, and I just kind of like the sector. And then I look at 140 as a number. This was in a channel, um, for quite a bit this fall in this kind of 118 to 133 or something, and then it dropped on those past earnings. So I like it to just kind of bump back up into that channel with that target of 140 being hit not in June but probably in April is kind of what I'm thinking.
Uh,
Maybe March.
what one line chart? It's 20, and I just put it on there. It's not an old line. 125 basically. It's your volume profile. Um, I look at it a little different. If we make it into like the 130, if we confirm this 125, we're going
Mm-hmm.
like the 160, 150, 160. 140 is there's nothing there. There's no reason
Nice.
for
Okay.
140
Yeah.
to be any level of resistance or support at this point in time. 125, 130, I think you get there, and I mean, you could see it if you look at the weekly, right? I think you get back to that 125.30. You could have pops to 140, but if we just hit 140 and fail, you're going to check back down, in my opinion. So confirming here for an upper move, but your top end's a lot higher here, P. If you're, I would watch for that the rolls.
Nice. Yeah. No, that would make sense. And this isn't actually. I might go ahead and put it in the Leap channel with the caveat about earnings. So you might want to buy it after earnings. But those that 616 140C is $170, which for a June call on a tech stock that's plausible as a strike is pretty. That's a pretty good price.
What was that,
And
140?
yeah, 140C, 616 140C,
Okay.
$170.
Yeah, and like that's enough time to where I mean, I'd plan to take that in the money if this thesis is correct.
Yeah, I mean you right. That could go to $500, and I'm just I don't throw out like
No.
crazy numbers. I don't like to do that, but that's just the realistic. The scenario we're talking about with price action, we'll take that to $500 if that happens. Goes in the money, that's where it's going. So, just good risk reward. If you buy one of those or two of those, and you're like, pick your stop loss. It's not going to just fly below that stop loss unless you play through earnings and it tanks. But other than that, you'd be pretty good.
You're good, yeah. It will
Yeah.
cover 3 or 4 lottos for you. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. So next up for me, I got one more video game, SKLZ. Which
Oh, are you serious? Are you shitting me right now?
I'm still no, I'm not. Completely flow based. Why I'm doing this?
I'm the shitty pity guy, not you.
Yeah.
Bro. All right. No, you haven't been
All
wrong.
right. So
You're not wrong on these often. So
yeah. So I didn't like it at 50 cents. Like it at 90 cents. The reason I like it at 90 cents because I can actually read
the flow.
read the flow on it. All right. So kind of all about 1C here initially. So 210 and 217. 1C is very bullish. But where it gets interesting is I've got 1.5C in started to hit on Friday. So that when I see that in a stock at this price range, that to me means that one has some strength to keep testing for one thing, which you can just trade that test, but that it's going to break through that and confirm and probably get into that $1.15, $1.20 range from here. That's kind of what I'm looking at over the next week or so.
Yeah, 138's my resistance line. It's kind of thick there too, 160. So I don't think we get through there, but that's a 60% range from here on the share side. Not a bad lotto if there's some flow in it. This stock is shit.
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on the same page there, so kind of know what you're in. And I do prefer shares to those options. I don't like options that are $5, and I'm looking for a move to $8 or something because they just it can actually be hard to get a fill sometimes when you start talking like that. So
yes.
That basically I kind of don't like options just in general. I don't like options under $60. That's kind of my number, and I usually prefer them in the $100 to $180 range lately. A little higher on higher conviction stuff. But yeah. Okay, so then next up for me, Caesar, CZR.
Oh, I gotta do my. I remember like 2 weeks ago, I made this little new notation when we pick them together.
Yeah.
I've been using that a lot today.
Yeah, no, it's definitely lining up. So gambling and video games were kind of my focal points going into this. And so Caesar, I like the sector, and the setup stands out just because it didn't it hasn't had the move like Wynn that
Lager.
where it just is just gone. It is on a nice uptrend here, and just sort of has I got 60, 317, 60C, 217, 60C, and got some leaps into the 80s that are coming in for June. And that's kind of the same thing I saw with Win at 100 when it was,
70.
like $70.
Yep.
So yeah, similar kind of thing. Uh, Break through the 60s, kind of what I have for this one.
Yeah, 50, 55, 47 is my one line. We're back to it. That's why it's on my list. The word we're looking for here is lager of the sector.
Yeah,
Whether you look at Loves, LVS, Las Vegas Sands, I guess I call it Loves. VICI, they own a lot of property in Vegas. That Milco you found, MGM, Win, they're all just not tradable right now because they've had their day. This is the one that has not. It's as simple as that. The sector's really hot. We stay on it. If you're going to make a list, back the video up, write all those I said down. It's a great place to start. I got the 80 level P. I do have that. That's where I would say if we
nice. Yeah,
confirm 55 to 60 here. You know how I always say people are going to go to the end of the world with their Starbucks? Well, I think they're stopping by the casino to make a bet on what side of the globe the meteor is going to hit too. So
yes,
uh,
absolutely.
and get their parlay on that. So
Yeah,
yeah, I like it a lot. I guess you could also include DraftKings and Penn in there too. But you stay in the core, the old school ones here. You're just as good, and most sectors aren't like that. Most sectors, the new names are taking over. Um, Caesars, Win, MGM, they're not going anywhere.
so I have one. It's not on a hot list. I don't have any flow on it, but I was curious, and it's in this sector. When you call up, you may have seen socials talking about this one. S bet.
Yeah, no,
When you look at that, what do you see there?
I
Yeah,
know.
that's what I thought. I thought you would have a note on
I
that.
that I don't know when. Oh, I like that setup on the. It's good why the momentum's there. Don't get bagged in this though. Um,
Yeah,
if they drop news when it's hot, sure. But as for me, I cut so much of this out from the August rally to like November. I really went through and cut out the stuff because we could trade stuff that actually has a chance to make it, right? That's going to be
yeah,
that doesn't need to jump over the flame through the hoop, swim around the crocodiles to get right? They don't have to do all that. Just some good companies that are just oversold right now. I'd much rather trade those than these guys that have a lot to do to not only get a piece of market share, but to be successful even if they do. Um, so for me, I try to focus on the other stuff a lot more. I don't know if you've noticed that, but just stuff
yeah,
that
yeah,
that's I don't know more reliable because these are more momentum trades for me. Shout out skills.
yeah.
But
Yeah, and then
unless like we can go kill if we have to kill the whole entire hot list and you don't have any more right now, let's talk about SBET. But if we still have stuff on the hot list, we have 40 stocks on the hot list, and you got another three more. Let's just swim in those pools because I think we're better off doing that without some solid without like the Mullen, right? We know the thing, the flow's there, the socials are really piling in. Without that setup, I think we just stay in the good stuff.
yeah, and I just I mean for one thing, for companies like this, the CEOs are just bullshit artists when they start coming out and talking about all these big things that this jump in stock price is going to let them do, because then they'll just drop an offering or something. But yeah, so I see a candle like that, and then it sort of drops to the middle of the candle. This really could just go either way, where it could drop back to 40 cents in a day, go to a dollar. I just don't like to be in a. It's just not a spot I like to be in. And like for me, I'm completely blind without the flow. So yeah, I was curious about that one just because it's in the sector. So we're on the
Yeah,
same page there.
it could. I mean, it could run. I like it better with a little more confirmation, but I mean, it's yeah, it's just there's no reason for us to put the work in on this guy because long term it's not going to five. So why should we follow it?
Yeah, absolutely. And we already, I mean, the traders in the room, we have some pretty skilled like pre-market momentum traders. I've seen them working and stuff. So they see this moving in the pre-market. They already know what they're going to do,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you know, it's just not one for like a flow read with a specific level to enter, anything like that.
yeah.
All right, so
This was definitely in my. I had this though, and it just didn't make it. Made that I probably cleaned out 75 just crappy ones that take my attention
yeah,
away from the things like coin that you nail. Right.
yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
All right, so next up for me is Dollar Tree DLTR.
Yeah. There we go.
So I would actually, like to add this one a little bit lower than where it currently is.
What's your number? What's your number?
So I've got 144 is my put floor right now.
Well, no, what's your
Um,
where I like to add number?
like I'd like to get a pullback to like 146.
Okay, okay.
Um, but the destination here I think is 170, 180. That's I got 3-3, 162.50, 3-3, 165, and then I've got 317, 165, 170.
Yeah, you're on a higher low here. I'm actually drawing a trend line right now on the chart because I think that's where yeah you could see it. But you could probably extend this back even farther. But yeah, you're yeah 140. I think yeah that 145. If you get that, that's just going to confirm the trend line, and then yeah you're higher low continuously back to that 170. I have 175p, but yeah, it's there.
And they have earnings on March 2nd, which I like the spacing here. I'd like to get a bit of a run up before earnings. Earnings have not been good on this. They, just the like sector wise, Target, Walmart, Dollar Tree, like they they just haven't been posting good earnings. Then they recover, so that's always kind of an opportunity. So for this one, just like that run up, that maybe that retest of that 170, and then kind of keep in mind on this one, I think all time high is actually 178 or something like that. So
Yeah, that's your toppy.
yeah, yeah. So that it'll bust through that, but I don't think it'll do it on this round.
Extend to the
So
left.
playing the range.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
the trend line I put up there. I extended it to the left. It's flipping perfect. I mean, it's what it's following. Um, shout out to multiple time frames because my trend line
Yeah.
goes on multiple time frames. But that's a good, also a good chart and where you're gonna have to like IDL update your thesis regularly because 145 is here next week. That should be a higher low if this trend continues. So um, I like this, especially as we squeeze down here at this level. It's good stuff.
Yeah, really playable on the option side for sure. Um, all right, so then let's see. And there it is. All right, so then next up for me is PARR.
Oh, nice. Are they silver? Are they
I've
silver?
got
Silver?
oil.
Oil.
They're yeah, and yeah, this is one of those where like you look
Excuse
at
me.
the chart and it's like, gosh, it's really far up there. But there's a big push to break through 30 on this, and that's kind of what I'm
Oh, nice.
what I'm looking at. Um, about 500,000 contracts were traded at 9:15:30 C, and this is
Four,
just kind of
four,
a
9:15.
not yeah 9:15:30
9:15.
C,
Okay. I didn't know if you meant
and
like at 9:15 a.m. someone bought a fucking bunch of
oh no
contracts.
yeah.
Like,
And so this they don't just they're not buying those for
fun.
a move to $28. They're buying those to bust through 30. I just seen this a lot. Not a crowded trade at all. Just kind of an opportunity here. I think we get a little bit of an oil rally this week, and they're just a stock that I think can benefit from it. It's priced at $26, but it is actually it's a small cap oil play. So yeah, I like that. Probably just going to get that specific contract and
Follow.
trade and follow them. Yep.
Do you did this thing have the puts?
Yeah. Let me get you those.
So it really looks like 25 is it, but 23 would be super super tradable share side if 23.50.
Yeah. So I've got sold puts at 25. Those are
Nice.
not 9:15 as well. So
Okay.
they're basically going into there, and they also bought they bought 40C 9:15:40 C as well. Same whales.
It's like a
It's more than one whale, but
scale in on a red day setup is what it
yeah,
seems
yeah.
like.
They just went. We're gonna sell 25p. We're gonna buy 30C and 40C and go from there. And this the open interest on 40C was zero, and they bought that thousands of those contracts. So there's something going on here.
I don't know. I like it a lot. Especially with the where the date is, even on the share side, it's a buy on the red days, or like just scale in on the red days until you get to your position.
Yeah,
25 kind of, I mean, 24s is like go. 24s get half in, 25 scale in. Don't buy above that. And get in as much as you can. If you only get 30% of a position, that's what you get. That's what you get. Um, but it kind of how you manage risk and give yourself a little time. On the share, I'm talking share side. Sure, it's similar in options.
yeah, absolutely. And I've gotten more into swing trading this year, just kind of as market conditions have
Allowed.
warranted that. And I like to have a little bit of sector diversity in swings too. I
Yeah.
definitely I don't like to go too tech heavy because no matter how good the setup is, market conditions can just take you out. Whereas oil and materials can kind of do their own thing at times. All right, so next up, I got one more oil play. It's
Damn it.
this is one that pops into my uh, notes from time to time, kind of as a secondary one, but just in terms of where it's positioned in the flow, I like it a lot. Is APA, and APA, I've got 217.50C is what initially got my attention on it. And then as far as the sold puts go, just not really seeing any attempts here. 42.50 is about it. That's the sold puts. Some at 42 as well. So pretty good floor. Nothing on the ask side is really pushing this below 40. So if we were to get a little jolt down to 40.50, that would be a really great spot to enter. But I don't think we get that.
Yeah, I'm putting a line here right about 40, 40 and a quarter, 40.08, somewhere in there. That's it. That's your SR flip. You see it over the last year. Nice consolidation. I'm with you. 42 is about what you're going to get. Definitely 42 to 40. 42 to 50 is 20% playable for me. I'm with you on the sector too right now, so I like it.
Yeah, and quick note on oil. Like I have an oxy line at 60.69. It's at 61.24. So you can just trade that there's no reason to put it on the hot list
Are you
for me,
sure?
but it
Yeah, you weren't
Which is
here.
what
I legit said when you weren't here. I don't know who's still here, but I was like, all right, Professor's putting over under on Professor putting oil on the hot list. I said three.
yeah.
I said three, and I said he's starting with Oxy.
I do like it.
Yeah, and I can't
Yeah,
believe you
yeah.
didn't. Are you done? Are you done?
Um,
Or do you got one more? Because I'll wait until we get to him. If not, because I had two on there too, and you didn't even touch them.
I have one. I have one more.
Okay,
It's
okay.
now that this one is
It's not oil.
no, it's oil. It's oil.
Oh, then
It's a
yeah,
mega cap.
I win.
It's a cop, which I don't think
COP.
I've ever called before. COP. Yeah, ConocoPhillips. And I want to talk about why. You call up the day chart probably and see why.
Yeah.
So big fat selling here and massive dip buying.
Did you read the
So
report?
okay, the yeah, 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 I did.
Okay, that's all. Yeah, you're good then.
It's
Go ahead.
okay. So what they got some they have some bad uh
Okay.
Biden news in Alaska, I guess. So you could see another dip here, but what whales are doing is buying time, and that's what I like about this is that 519 140C.
That's your top.
Um,
Yep. Okay.
that's what they're getting in, and then I've got 217 120C, and I got sold puts at 110 for 519 as well.
I got 101.06, and then we're thick after that. So like your 102 to 96. That's
Yeah,
like that's just gonna get ate up in my opinion. If you can get shares there, that's like the Disney 80 level. Like it probably won't
this
last.
right, and so this is so like Oxy is the selling's going to slow down, I think, and it's going to reverse. This one did have a lot of short term put activity into close and into last week, so I think we could actually
One or two more days
drop
probably.
down to like yeah, I think we could get that 100 test, and that's I think around 105 where I'd start looking, might buy one of those May calls there, and then look for that test of 100. You are not going to get 90 or the 80s on this.
I
I'm
said
going to go ahead and call my shot
96.
there. Yeah,
96 was my number. I don't think
yeah,
95 happens. It's so
yeah,
thick. Not without another catalyst. I mean, let's always
yeah,
keep that
yeah,
on the
exactly.
table, right? Something else could happen. But
And so and by the Biden news hit this weekend, by the way. So
does
that
best work
could
on the weekends.
yeah, that could go ahead and give it some extra selling pressure.
He
But
fall down and shit his pants during the week, but during the weekend he out there, shooting down balloons and dropping news.
yeah, yeah, I saw the
Fucking guy.
meme of the F-22 with the little balloon decal on it for someone shooting that down.
Yeah. Well, good job letting it
Um,
cross the whole country before you shot it down,
right.
dumbass.
Fred lives in Myrtle Beach. He was talking about that. People were out looking at it.
And I don't get like they were like it could hit something. I'm like it's over fucking Montana. It like you'd have to be lucky for it to hit something. I've been there.
Yeah, yeah, for
I've
sure.
been there.
Yeah.
Man, that's I'm shocked on your oil place, but I knew you had some oil place, so I'll I'll call it a half win.
You're shocked. You're shocked I didn't do Oxy. I thought about doing Oxy.
No, I'm just shocked you
I
have.
just figured.
I knew you had three oil plays. That was my over under. I didn't. I know one of them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, I know
Um,
this one, but I don't know this one from our system.
yeah, yeah. It's kind of me taking a fresh look at it. BP is bullish, but I just
Yeah,
can't deal with that
no,
one. I
no.
don't like it. I just don't like it.
I got
Um,
I got the other two. I got Dino and Devin.
oh, nice. Yeah,
Those were on
yeah.
mine.
Devin,
I
I'll
like where
if
those are.
if Devin's on your list, I would second adding it for
Okay.
sure.
Well,
And I'll talk about the setup.
let's get to
We'll
the
finish mine first.
yeah, and the hot list. Are you got more?
I got two more. I just got two more.
God damn. All right, let's go.
Okay.
I'm just messing with you. And we have to keep
Yeah.
skills. I'm just playing. All right, let's go. What do you got?
Deals, $2 contracts. All right, so I because
Uh,
Upstart had this drop to $22, and it's just too coincidental that it falls to 22 given
what'd you
the
say?
flow
I
setup I'm
lost you
seeing.
on. I lost you on the ticker.
Oh, Upstart.
Oh, really? Goose just dropped whatever she was holding.
Yeah. So so the drop to 22 was just too perfect because that's where like the sold puts are kicking in lately. And I have 317 25 25C, and I've got 210 27C as well. And the earnings are not until the 14th. So there's some time for this to kind of percolate, for them to toy with this a bit. But yeah, really interested in this 22 level. Might park there for a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Might dip to 20, but there's a lot, kind of like a rubber band that they've set up, and I just don't think that they're going to let it fall too far.
You're talking about this. I'm glad we're on this one because I can talk better than I can type. I have a 24.25 on my line. That's just because I didn't know whether it's going to be 24 or $25. This thing has range like that. It doesn't really stay in the dollar amount. Like
Mhm.
it's not one that hangs out much. It has range in the dollars usually, especially with activity. Definitely getting volume in it. The wait your turn paid off in this one. For me, we have to get through 25 with strength though. That I mean, are those upper levels? They're just going to fizzle out back to the teens in the long run for me.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but that UC 22 as a floor, not 20 right now. I do like that if that is going to happen. Like if we're going to bust through 25, that should happen from 22 and not 20, in my opinion. Um, but that's the back end of the double edge of the knife is the 20 ads are probably perfect in this thesis. You're going to have to kind of buy on a higher low here and just kind of
Um,
figure out where you're
yeah,
buying
and
at.
I think the under 22 will happen, but it's kind of like we talked about with where it opens, where it closes.
Yeah. Yes.
That that
Yes.
dip under 22 might be 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's where just setting some alerts is good.
So, do you see this
Um,
happening next week, or is this a couple weeks?
so I see this going into earnings with some strength above $25,
Okay, so
like being in that
and
28
that'll
30
happen this
$30
week.
range.
So we're
And
finishing we're finishing $25, $26 this week is what you're saying, if the thesis is
yes,
correct. And then
yeah,
next week we'll be closer to 30. Okay.
yeah, and I think we might be in the mid 30s going into earnings, and then I would run away because I think it might it
Pre
might just
earnings.
just tank on earnings. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Um,
100%.
all right, and then so my last one is Yext, Yext. This was in collab, and the read and collab was great. Made a nice move, but overwhelming flow to $10 on this. 217, 317, 10C, and they're just piling in. So what do? They're a
That was my question.
cloud-based digital knowledge platform. I think they're in this AI stuff. Um, they have contracts with Apple Maps, Bing, Cortana, Facebook, Google Maps, Instagram, Siri, and Yelp. So they had some nice partners for sure. But yeah, $10 what I got.
Yeah, 650 was your entry. Play RTL because it's real clean. It's real clean till 10. There's not much in the way from here. Um, yeah, I like it. It's had a really good. It's one of the few charts that the weekly does not look like most of the weeklies. It was just flat, and then we took off here last week. But
Hey, you want to
plenty.
know the it's on the hot list. We've already been on it, but do you want to know the leaps on BBAI that
12.
whales are buying
12.
12.50.
Yeah, 12. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we nailed that one.
that's wild. Yep.
I know we got to do better in here on shit I can quote.
Yeah.
I'll wait till the end for all that stuff. All right, Hotless time, or you got another one?
No, that's it. That's it.
Are you sure?
Uh, apron. No, I'm not adding it.
uh, don't do that. Viper loves that thing. He made 20% on it. I can't hate.
Yeah.
All right, cleanup time. It sounds like we're cleaning up here. I only had like 12 that I was in love with, but I usually defer with you because thesis changes flow's probably the easiest to read. So,
Yeah.
like this first one, AG silver.
Um, I got to kind of back off silver for a bit. I just the flow isn't there. I do, and under normal circumstances, I do like the drop here. I just didn't see the whales come in um, and buy it up like I normally would on a day it goes down 4%, under $8. So gonna kind of wait and see. Could fall to 7, I think.
Yeah, when I talk about us being a safe place to trade, we put this on the hot list 2 weeks ago. I give you a level of 819. 2 weeks ago was somewhere in here. We've hit that level twice. Now we know it's rejecting that level. That's just from the
Yeah,
TA side. That's not with news, sector, market, anything. Just from the TA side, we rejected this level twice. We continues to make lower lows off of that level. Um, that's when you should walk away before you get hit. Um,
yeah, yeah.
but that's a safe trade. Like we had 2 attempts. As long as you didn't chase this, you should have been fine. AI, what up?
Yeah. Yeah, I
16
was
to
gonna say
26.
that's just crazy. It's gonna still be pretty active, but I'm just gonna take the win. I think.
Was that in? Was that in? No, that was all me. That was on just my notes. I mean, you not that it didn't have the flow read, but you weren't on those. You were on the BBAI. You weren't on the AI, huh? That's
Yes.
it. That's
Yeah.
crazy. We
Yeah.
both found a gnarly one. Um,
Right. Right.
um,
Yeah. AI, like it was one of those that I was surprised how far it fell because we used to trade it a lot,
yes.
and then just really went nuts.
No, that's a good
Um,
example of one that we let it get back to our level. We didn't when it was
yeah.
10
Yeah.
or 8 or whatever. We didn't. I waited till 1660 to say something. Watch the video last week. Search the group. That's the only time it got mentioned was when it got back to
Yep.
1660. Then it ran to $26. Timing is everything, and knowing levels of support and resistance will help you with good timing. Um, so take the dub here, right, sir?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, no 50s or anything like that.
No. Yeah. It eventually maybe, but we can put it back.
100%. Now those are so hot. You'd rather play pullback right now, anyways. AMRS.
Yeah, I want to keep this
Sweet.
2C,
Yep.
very bullish. Just like this zone. Kind of interested to see if had a pretty hard rejection at a little over 190. Um, that's I think that might just be kind of normal, but yeah, it's gonna likely go to 2.
Yeah, I was by the 150s in there and selling the 180 rejection. We're not gonna get those 150 ads much longer, in my opinion. That 30 cents though is 20% on the $1.50. Math is hard, I know, but for you option guys that are trying to get into shares, this is the stuff I would play. Because long term, I think
Yeah,
you'll be okay.
and I just still kind of like the company. I think they're
Mm-hmm.
going to make it, and I think
Yes.
eventually we're going to get into that gap, that $6 to $14 gap. Like
Yep.
I think it's going to eventually get there.
100%. 100%. Um, BBAI. I don't know if you've heard of it before.
Yeah. Um.
Dub or it's gonna I'm gonna call it daily in the room. Shout out to
Yeah.
Friday. Shout out to Friday if you got on that. When it sets up like that, I'll definitely mention it. Um, but unless you got that like I don't know what you feel on that bigger number on your end, but for me it's a long story to that number.
It is, and I think that hot list criteria, is going to have us take this off
Okay.
for now. But
Yeah. No, I'll
but
nail
yeah,
it.
it's not done. I think it'll still have some staying power.
I'll nail it just like I did Friday. And I kind of like, I mean, I talk to the gym guys obviously regularly. But but just to get stuff out like that, I'm gonna start tagging people, or not people, but the
Yeah.
every. I'm gonna use the everyone tag. Um,
Hmm.
this is your group just as much as it is mine, if not more. Um, give me a limit on a day. How many everyone's do I get every day? Two, three? What are we gonna go with?
Yeah, three's good.
Three's good. Okay, because I don't want to
Yeah.
overdo it. For me, P, it's real hard for me to trade and and bounce around on the Discord, right? That's why like I get
Yeah.
caught
Yeah.
sometimes like I'll post in testimonials for 5 minutes because I'm just think
Yeah.
I'm on the page and I really I don't know how else to say it, but that's not my priority at the time sometimes.
Yeah.
Is but I do want to get the information out to everybody. So
Yeah. I
um
think yeah, for me, the everyone tag is, it's either, it's an opportunity that came up that day, or it's like I opened a new, like when I did the Leap channel, or
okay, okay.
like this is a new space for us to look at. And yeah, I like how we use it like that.
I
It's
don't want
not
to overuse it. I don't want to be
yeah,
that
yeah, it's
guy.
not like
I don't want to be that guy.
told y'all, big flip, told y'all, like if we get, we drop 2% tomorrow, to go in and say, you know told y'all we were crashing, like none of, that's not useful to anybody. So
Yeah,
um
no, and
so yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm gonna use it to kind of clean that up because I do that. Like, hello, are you guys looking at this shit? Like,
yeah.
and our group's pretty quiet. So if I just tag everybody, either you seen it or you didn't, and I can let that part go. Like where
Mhm.
I'm like, hey, watch this because I mean, for one, I want you to make money, right? Like number one, I want everyone to make money easily. If there's some laydowns, I want everyone to lay down with it. And two,
Yeah.
if you're not making money, I want you to watch because that's a big part of it. I want you to see like what is he seeing here, and then ask some damn questions so I can tell you what I'm seeing there, and we can figure
Yeah.
it out so you can start seeing that too. So that's why I do kind of pound the table on like this guy. I was on. I posted like 7 times about this guy because it was not letting go of VWAP. No one asked me. No one asked me what I was seeing, but that's what it was. Um,
Hmm.
and coming off of our level perfectly. Um, I don't know. But yeah, yeah. So I guess not to get too much into that, but there's some great opportunities. I'm just confident that I won't lose people money at this point in time
Yeah.
on those, right? So and we don't cover the social, like we don't have a social momentum day trading section, so I kind of try to take care of that in chat in the morning.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
all right. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Billy.
I'm gonna back off China for a bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
BTU.
Yes. So I consolidate down here for a bit. Still like it to 32,
Yes,
um,
yes.
32, 36. I think that's where it's going to go.
Yeah, these guys are just they don't respond to the market at all. They do their own thing, and we're just kind of consolidating on a higher low over and over again. This will be fine throughout the year. It's just boring. Um, Probably the leader of the boring list currently.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can
Um,
if you're on the fence, we're taking it off.
yeah, yeah, we'll take it off.
Okay. I mean, we completed my channel, and it's just so thick to 5 and 6 that you're kind of playing with fire, in my opinion here. Um,
Yeah.
the other ones will get more because the names are better. Chewy. Glad I kept this
Oh,
one. Glad I kept this guy.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I want to see a pullback here. I don't
What?
have any options over 50
100.
C's about my
Yeah.
cap on this.
Yes. No. That was the close the door and walk away. What
Yeah.
do? You have anything that you're looking for the check back? Are you a 47 or a 44? What are you? What are you?
Um, Let me see my sold puts here.
This is $100
Yeah,
stop.
it's 47.50.
Yeah. This is a
is
$100.
317.
For me, it's $100 stock P when the world's back to normal in 5 years.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, so I'll take the dub there. Clean energy, CLNE.
That's held up pretty well. Let me see what I got here.
I don't know if you have
So
650, but
when something's quiet and our thesis is intact, like I'm inclined to keep it. And so for this one, 317, 7C,
oh yeah, we're in.
uh,
We're in.
leaps to 10. So yeah.
Yeah, we're in. And we're still clearing volume every day, so I like it. To continue. Coin?
Yeah.
Coin. Hot list or notes? Are we checking out here? What
And
do you have those
what a,
ridiculous numbers?
yeah, let me see if I got here.
I mean ridiculous now. I ain't gonna
I've
say
got
what I
like,
say.
um, C for 317.
What was that? How much?
One,
100?
317, 100C. Yeah.
That's just getting the party started.
Yeah.
Um,
And you just, I mean, is the day on this. It actually does this a lot
yes.
where like, and 7250 is my line right now that, I'm looking for bounces. Pretty clear to me that $85 level, I don't have a line there, but that looks like that's emerging as something. So yeah, just, open down 10%, went up 5%, closed the day down 8%. And again, that Friday, it's like nothing happened if you're not a day trader.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just had that pre-market drop, and that's where we closed. So
Yep.
right back at it again this week.
Yeah. Coin was.
If it does, if 7250 fails, look for 68. That would be where I would add.
You want it on the hot list?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't. I mean, this one and Beyond Meat for me are stressing. Patience pays. Have your levels. Wait for your opportunity. When we confirm that 53 level, this next level, the only other line I have on the chart is the 75, 76 level, and it didn't take long. And we were talking about the book value. This is book value, right?
Yeah.
But you don't really know down there. But the strength in a channel, especially at a stock that doesn't have a lot of history, I think that's what you're seeing. I think we're going to figure out this channel before we do take off. But what's your fair value on this guy? Like, you know how I've been asking that question lately. Like, what's your
Yeah.
this should be number?
160.
Yeah, I'm right with you. I'm right with you. Yep.
Yeah, and it's just a good example. It's not a $400 stock. It's not a $360 stock, but it's 160 to 200 and then back, and yeah.
Okay, that's where I'm not with you. It's 140 to 160.
Okay.
But still,
Yeah.
you see the overall. It's not a 75 or $50 stock. Let's just get that out the way.
Yeah. Well, and I think that the trips up to 200 that I see are kind of brief, market euphoria blips. But yeah, I'm with you that 160 is about the range.
They have like that reverse catalyst card in their pocket. Like Binance fails or something. I don't know. I don't do crypto.
Yeah, no.
They get a huge bump, right? Like that's a good news for them.
They have to follow the rules more than most crypto companies because
yes.
It's an American publicly traded stock. So that can be bad for them in the short term, but like long term, survivability is much better for them than others.
Yeah, but if they don't have the poodle doodle coin because it's it's too risky and that fails, they look like $1 million.
Yeah,
because they're the safer exchange in the
right. And the whole reason from a flow perspective, why I said to stop shorting at 35. I mean, yes, it was dipping to 32, but it was so fast that it would just bounce right back to 35, it was pretty clear that something was brewing there, and then just went crazy after that. So
You
yeah, big
know,
opportunities ahead.
100% honest. You want to know why I never really bought coin down there, or
Why is
even
that?
like I wanted Manziel to lose.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
ain't even gonna lie about it. I ain't even gonna lie about it.
yeah.
I ain't even gonna lie. I was like, I hope this thing goes to like 12. Just put pressure on that guy.
He's still. I mean, the arrogance of that whole thing, like
Yeah,
hit a stop and
yeah.
buy it at 35 or buy it at 40, and you got a
Something.
better trade than just diamond handing
Well,
50% down.
don't say you're right when the stock drops 50% from your entry. Even I don't care if it goes 200 above your entry.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
say you're right when it dips down 50%. You're not right. You're
right.
you're not. You got lucky.
Yeah.
You had some conviction, but you're not right. You weren't right. Dash.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the win.
Ooh, okay, okay.
Bucks is what I was after.
I
So,
like it.
um,
EV
yeah, this one,
fucking trend.
I just think I was early.
Yeah.
It hasn't, it's gone up. It just hasn't had the explosive move. Let me see what whales are doing.
I got 375 or that $4 level. Pretty low volume. Um,
Yeah,
but other
yeah.
than that,
Still, basically it's just that initial, some of those initial options buys. I got 421.5C still is the one that they got into. They're still in it, adding here and there. Um, I mean, it's that's an AI stock people haven't found yet. Is how I would describe this.
all right, we'll
So
keep one more. Let's do one more then. It's up
yeah,
12% on the week. It's not like it's hurting. Um,
yeah, I
F.
know. Yeah, I wanted that BBAI move, but
Sure.
we'll
Like
wait
you
on it.
said, you might just be early.
Yeah.
FFIE.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna take the win.
Perfect.
I mean,
Uh,
a dollar could hold, but I don't know.
that's what you're looking for sure.
Yeah.
FFRP. FRPT. Sorry, fresh pet. Fresh
No,
pet.
fresh bet. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
Um, I'm gonna take the win.
Perfect. Yeah, we hit that 68. I liked it. FTCH.
I think this won 100% from when we got into it. Crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna take the win. I think that the rejection at 8 when my flow was mostly to 8 kind of tells me to go ahead and just step away.
Okay. Fubo. 350, boss.
Yeah, I think we should keep it. I got 350s and fours on
What's your
options.
what's your dates?
The fours are 317. 350 is everywhere from 210, 217, and on
So
and beyond.
350 now for next month. Like it.
Yeah.
GME.
Get back off the memes. I think could see some pain in the memes this week.
All right, now this is the big one here because everybody and their mom's on it, so we got to get this thing right. Go EV. I mean, we're just staying on this bottom. If you follow it and you buy low 120s or under, and then scale out 130s, you're fine. If you're buying under 125, you're probably fine currently. But the chart says that 250 $3 level is supposed to come, and not it's not moving. So I don't want to hang. It's that one where we really got to reevaluate our thesis. Because I was on it. I was
Yeah,
on
I
it.
don't
You were all. I was on it. We were
250
off a week, and
C
you were back on it. So
see, but it's not. It's for January 2024. I don't think I don't want to linger here, given what I think is going to happen with the market early in the week. This could be a casualty, so I'm going to go ahead and back off.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I just don't know why it's not going and it didn't go when EV went. That was kind of where I was at with it. This should run with EV a little bit, and Solo ran,
Yeah,
and Ride ran, and Nikola ran, and this did not. So I was hoping to also get confused with EV Go, to be
right.
honest with
Yeah.
you. Groupon. I really like shitty apps right now.
Um,
Surprised, surprised you're not back in them.
I got 217.10C. I think that's good enough for us. I got sold puts at 9.
Yeah.
So that's
All right. Yeah, let's stay here.
yeah, yeah.
I think they have their day soon. Hive.
Um, yeah. I'm gonna back off this one for a minute.
Perfect. LAC.
Yeah, the bottom on this one. Even without the GM news, this
Bro,
was
I
good.
said 14 when you said no, we're turning. And
Yeah.
you were 100% right. But
So I'm gonna.
you didn't say all stocks are turning unk. It's the first of the year. That's what you should have told me.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Um, I'm gonna take it off, but I will say this: that the April flow to 35 is plausible. Um, but I want to take it off for 1 week and then take a
Yeah,
fresh look at it.
I think we see this week very similar. I can tell just by the way you're approaching these that we see a little
Yeah,
bit of
it's not.
pullback on.
This isn't a simmer list. It's a hot list. So
Yeah, yeah,
we'll put them on the back burner and
yeah,
get them back on the fire later.
exactly. Lift.
Yeah, same kind of deal. I do think that this is going to go to 20, but
20,
I think
yeah.
it probably actually goes to like 15.50 first, and then it'll go 20.
Yeah, I have 15 as a pullback level. So if you see pullback, let's kick it a week.
Yeah.
Mara.
So Mara, they definitely overdid it with this pullback. Uh, I don't think whales are going to like it down here for too long. So I've got sold puts at 7 and 7.5, and I got 317 15C stands out. I got 9.5C all over the place, all expirations. So yeah, I mean, obviously crypto dependent. Um, I don't. I mean, what's what's your level on this? Is it six something?
So Mara,
680?
I followed this thing, bro, since it was under $1. I seen the whole entire story on these guys. So the chart is just really easy for me to read. Um, six Professor, write this line down.
Okay.
656. That's what that quote was.
Yeah.
When it was like $3. And
Right. Right.
I'm not the one in charge here. The whales are.
Yeah.
So that's 7 for me. I see it. I see it holding. Um,
Yeah.
I'm playing it down to my 650 level. After that, I think we're in trouble. But I got a zone there to add. As long as you still have 10 intact, this is the blue chip of Bitcoin stocks. You didn't know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. And it's not so like I would, given what crypto's pulling back a bit, nothing major. Like it's like 23,000. This can absorb a drop in Bitcoin more than MSTR can. which I haven't talked about in a while, which is like way the hell overbought at like
Yes.
$300.
Yes.
So if you're going to trade crypto, they're not all the same,
No.
and um, I just think there's limited downside with Mara. I would go puts on MSTR possibly, depending on what happens pretty soon. But this one, I just want to see it. I want to see crypto pull back, and I want to see what it does. And the whales are saying that we have some strength here at 7.
Perfect.
So for that reason, I would keep it.
Especially to the downside with Mara. Mara only. This is a Mara note. And this is what you guys pay for. Set your downside alerts on psychological levels. Thank me later. Set
Yeah,
seven,
and I think with
657, 550, all that crap. Because they'll bounce. It bounces so hard off of those levels.
yeah, and you just got to know what you're in. An
Yeah.
11% drop on Devon is a catastrophe. Like something happened, a global, cataclysm, or OPEC doing something like that. That would take that. 11% drop on Mara is not really that big of a deal. It sucks if you're in it. You don't want to get caught in that, but ultimately, this is what these crypto stocks do. Big range. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
if you're holding it, which I really don't suggest, make sure Bitcoin is trending up significantly. And the easiest way to do that is if it was 23 today, it needs to be 24 tomorrow, or don't be holding it, and then 25 the next day. It needs to be
yeah,
going up. This sideways action from 22 to 23 won't be your friend. But you can play the chart again on psychological levels until we do pick a direction in Bitcoin.
yeah.
Um, Meta, what stock is that?
Lucky break with our mega caps. Just
Yeah,
another one. Yeah, can't keep it obviously, but
yeah.
just awesome. I mean,
My
I thought 180, but
my levels are real, P.
busted right through.
My levels are
Yeah,
real.
and the had a couple of notes like early in the week. I think it was like 148. I'm like, we're getting there. This is our ad zone, and then just went nuts. Um, yeah, just great move. Goose played it right with the summer calls instead of the option lotto. Um, yeah, that was the way to do it. Batter
Yeah,
shares.
yeah. No, yeah, good stuff. This right here, get ready for more because this is what our system's going to produce in the long run.
Yeah.
Momo,
Yeah, I gotta back off to China. Really curious about this. There's a lot of strength at 10, so we'll see what happens when I pull back to 10.
this day chart's too rhythmic. It has me scared that we're going back to 8. I just want to say that on record. Um, it looks like
Uh,
it looks
yeah, no,
weird.
it's possible going to
Um,
8 or 15, but that's not a spot I like to be in on trading. So
God,
let's just see if
yeah,
see how the downside holds up.
yeah. Love China. Plug.
Yeah. Let's see here. And for whatever reason, this is a stock that the perma bears get so mad when this goes up because they're just like
Mm-hmm.
the company's trash. They're never profitable.
Because
Um,
they got bagged in the
just a
50.
misunderstanding of what moves stocks, I think. So I'm gonna back off for now, just because I don't have much upside over 18, and I need to see calls in the 20s pop back up. So again, this is like I'm just looking for the pullback. I got some strength at 17 in the sold puts, 1550s my floor. Um, some ask side puts might take it there. Do
Okay.
not think we get 11s or 12s on this again.
Yeah, plug shit. I just play the levels. I'm with those bears,
Yeah,
but I don't
yeah,
play it that way.
yeah,
I think that's the essence of my strategy is I am a bear, but I only play the bullish side, right? Like I really think
yeah,
everything's crappy, and it's not. It is overvalued, but as soon as I see that it is undervalued, I attack, and they just see everything as undervalued and try to prove their point with their investing, and that's
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
horrible strategy. Um,
Well, they were on easy mode for about a year, and now they're trying to
Yeah,
short at
yeah.
places that won't sustain a move down. They're just you can't get that sustained selling down
I,
there.
I feel
So
for anyone that was a bear trader in that market and think they have it figured out. They're about to get wrecked.
yeah,
I mean, even in a sideways market, they're going to get wrecked. So, um, Piton, or excuse me, 840 times two. Um,
yeah, just
we done here?
another win for the elite page.
Yeah,
Just kind of, I just wanted something through earnings without as much risk, so that's why I did that. But
I like it.
those 18C went in the money. That's about all I could ask for.
Yeah, yeah. I have two levels on this chart. They've been here for hours. Um, 840, 1312. 1312 was your ER jump. P had the top end on 18. Uh, Either we're the luckiest people are alive or our system works.
Yeah,
I mean, it just is what it is, man. I don't care which. I mean, if you can think whatever you want, but this and Facebook kind of prove it. Like our levels, when they line up, there's something to it. Um,
yeah.
so I love it. Rite Aid with an I, whatever this thing is, this ratty.
No, yeah. Uh, yeah, I'm just gonna take the win here. This was a communications stock. This long wicks on the day chart look kind of ugly to me. So I think we probably pull back.
Excuse me. REI.
Um,
This is my big let go
I
of the
might
thesis why we're still at a level we bought at. But I'm
I might be stubborn here. Let me see.
yeah, you have. I mean, obviously we look at things way different. You're looking at flow, and I'm looking at pure technicals. But we just again we
616 3C 317 2.5. I'm gonna keep it.
okay.
I'm gonna stay in it. Yeah.
That rejection off 250 just keeps scaring me. I thought we should have broke back through by now. Lots of range when we do though.
Yeah.
Rivian.
Yeah, I'm taking it off.
Okay, I ain't gonna argue about that. Rocket Lab. I'm disappointed in you here, P. I was on the space
What's that?
play. I was on the space plays, and your space plays were better. And you didn't say, "Oh shit, Unk's on space plays. I better get one in there too," because space was way better than this, way better,
Uh,
and usually
yeah,
nail
it
that,
was. Yeah.
and
Yeah,
usually
it
nail
was.
that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was really focused on Facebook, SAS, Pecan. I was kind of excited about those. Should have gotten space. All right, so
I'm done here. If you're
I
done,
got yeah, I got sixes, but
nah, we're good. We're
I don't
good.
want to play the six from 5:30.
Yeah. Why is it running? I can't find out why these are running. Is it just that risk on, risk off crap?
Yeah, I think so because they launched
Nothing.
in January, but haven't done
Nothing.
much since then.
Nothing.
Yeah,
RLX.
yeah, I gotta let it go.
Friday rip. Jesus, I didn't see that. How many Red Robin burgers you've been eating? Jesus Christ.
They opened one close to where I work, so I go there quite a bit.
I could tell.
Yeah.
um, are we slowly grinding up to that? What is it? 11 or is 10 gonna reject like it did? That's the question we have here.
Let's see here.
I'm an 840 guy, so definitely could make it back down around there. Um, I think these are winners in the long term, though. All the ones we follow, your Shack, your
Yeah, yeah.
Red Robin, your what's the other ones? Donut, um, all those weird food ones. PTLO, shout out there.
Um,
Shack, that's coming up too.
yeah, Flow's going. page going slow. 1 second.
You're fine.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Look at that book real quick.
317 12.5C stands out.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of optimistic on burgers. Think we
I'm
could
with you.
hit an uptrend.
Keep it. I'm fine with staying on
Yeah.
it. Then I'm
Yeah.
fine with staying on it. I'll just write a note the proper way. I think it's in my notes, to be honest. So I can just write it up. S.
Got a nice move. Doesn't have enough strength on its own to keep going. So, I mean, there's basically like the market keeps going, this will go. But there's plenty of other stuff to play that has strength on its own, which I prefer. So,
Love it. SB.
got the move, take the win.
SBSW.
Got to step away from
Yep.
from gold. Just Flo's telling me to. So.
Old Shake Shack, 57 top here.
Yeah, this one I might back off this one for a bit. Let's see.
Not against that, especially with ER coming.
Yeah, so I've got downside to potentially to 50, 217.50.
Yeah. We're too good at this game. If you read my notes, this was a really good lesson in the week. SQQQ.
Yeah, we'll need that this week.
Yeah. That's what my note kind of prepared for. It's that flipping market is taking is taking like 6 days to do a 5 or how do I want to say it? Taking 10 days to do a 5-day move. I really thought we'd be here Wednesday, and this was going to be playable last week off that 32. It didn't happen until Thursday.
And so I had a lot for me, a lot of stuff through the Fed. Like I had a lot of longs through the Fed, right?
Sure.
And so I hedged with SDAO, and it actually didn't go down. So not only did like the upside stuff work, even the SDAO hedge never really went below 25, and I had added it at like 24.20, I think. So really fortunate there. But it was also something I'd prepared for because I had said that Dow was the weakest index.
Yeah.
I said that last week, and so that played out, and it didn't even really catch the rally that much because Cat went down and Honeywell and everything. So so that's why I said SDAO is better for swings, but the SQs that's your day trade.
Yep.
Inverse that gives you the bigger moves during the day.
Yeah, no, I like it, and the levels are really easy to read. They really are. Perfect. Tap. We got it finally. I told you we were gonna get it.
Yeah. I'm gonna take it off for now. I will say though that staples, including beer and grocery stores and all that kind of stuff, expect to see quite a bit of those in the next couple of weeks. I got Dollar Tree on there now, but you'll start to see me add some more of those stocks in this. The consumer defensive stuff is going to heat up pretty soon, I think.
Like it. Tiger.
Yeah, I'm gonna back off China.
Yep.
But we'll be back.
Yeah, self-explanatory there. And then XPEV.
Yeah, same deal.
Okay. Keep
really
an eye on that though. Keep an eye on that for the squeeze stuff.
There we go. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Not gonna see fresh lows on it, but
no. But if this holds this 10 for another like 2 weeks, we really gotta stay there. It's gonna when it happens, it's gonna be like one candle. You're gonna run to 15 or 17, and then either people are gonna follow it or not.
I've got. I think XPEV's gonna go to the 22 is what I have.
Okay.
So when we get that move, be ready.
Perfect. Awesome. Love it. Yeah, that's all the hot list. Did you watch the video this week? I hope you did.
No, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It just made this part easier. There was a lot.
Yeah.
No, bro, you gotta live your life. Don't take that the wrong way, please.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Airbnb is my first one. It's just got the perfect U from the sell off, and it's a little slower. But we're back to the 120. I would kind of need 140, 150 from you, but that's volume profile on the 3 year. If not, this is a good downside play if you have it the other way. I just like this area better than most. Um,
Let's see.
because I have these already.
So I've got flow. The range and the flow is a little tight for me. I just
Okay. Okay.
I've got like 120, couple 124s, but
We just
flow's
got
kind of
here.
neutral there.
We just got here, so
Yeah,
I'll keep an eye. I'm gonna write next week on this one, but we'll keep an eye on that for sure.
yeah,
Because again, I think it's good either way from here.
yeah.
Alto, I'm back on Alto. I'm really gonna keep knocking this thing in, down until it comes up on your end. Uh, I have 5. That's my reclaim level. We've had a couple good weeks, but I'm kind of putting that to the market.
All right.
But yeah, our book value is 450.
So I have 421 6C,
Yeah,
7C.
yeah.
Um,
It's a leaper.
yeah,
You want to go there instead of hot
yeah.
list?
Um, yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll make a note.
Okay.
I'll get those some of those leaps in there.
Yeah, well then I can pop a chart on there too.
Yeah,
If I don't see it, P, I'm not putting a chart up. That's just how it kind of. I mean, and flows like that a lot of time, right? Like I can put a chart up, but I'm just gonna talk out my ass. We're in the middle of the
yeah, yeah,
zone. We're in the middle of the zone, and P sees something, and I'm just with P.
yeah.
CLSK. It's a Bitcoin one. A little lagger is why I had it up.
Yeah.
But if you don't see Bitcoin doing much, we can just skip it. I don't think you get the greatest of flow reads on this guy, to be
Um,
honest, either.
yeah, I don't have much on it.
Okay, yeah, let's just skip that. Cook, kind of taken off without us. This is Traeger.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Want to catch it before 5 if you have anything above it. Because this should be probably 7 to 10, 7 to 12, to be honest with you. They, I own one, obviously. Most people do. And they had some shitty news, like because they couldn't get parts for the longest time. But they have great partnerships with Home Depot and Costco. They're not going anywhere. One of those two companies would probably buy them if they did. Um,
Um, I've got 317s, fives and sixes. If that's good enough for us.
it's you prefer notes or is it strong? Is it
Uh,
B?
I I wouldn't call it strong just because it's
Okay.
the volume's not really there, but it doesn't need a lot of volume either. So it's B plus for me.
All
So
right.
I'd say
I'll do notes for now because I think we're gonna have some better ones here. Dino 53. My note on this is easy. Buy Dino when it's on your level and oil goes above 80. 53 is my level. It worked last time. We ran all the way up to 59, and I don't think oil got above 82.
I got 317, 55, and 60C. Those stand out. So yeah, I'm good with adding some more oil to the list.
Perfect. I'm floored you didn't have that on your list. I really was. Um, but I guess some are better TA and some are better flow reads. So
Yeah,
I like that.
it just the way my filters are, some of
Mm-hmm.
those new ones. I think uh, more than anything, the APA and COP jumping into my filters knock some of these out. But they're still, like as I dig into them, they're good.
They're
Same
still
setup I
good.
usually see. Yeah.
Perfect. DNMR, kind of frying pan bottom here. To be honest with you, it is a B for me. But your flow read to 5 or 8 will make it an A. uh,
Um,
might be.
no,
I am.
I don't have
No.
a
Okay.
three C's it for me.
Okay. Okay.
Um, yeah.
I'm fishing a little there. I'll be honest.
But by the way, it is interesting you brought them up because there's one I put in collabs. It's actually a large cap. It's a chemical stock. So something's going on with chemicals again.
Is that the
So
one
something to
that you?
watch.
Is that the one sitting in there right now?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Let's hit that at the end of the session today.
yeah,
Donut back on 1280. That normal channel's 1450. They had the European news, but it just kind of feels lagging to me here. If you have flow to 15s, like I think we're good. Fair.
15C is a little bearish,
Okay.
so I'm gonna hold off on that.
Perfect. That's why we do this. If not, I'm blind. I'm just going off levels.
Yeah.
Devin, 6028, upper level. Weak move last time. I think we only got to 65, 66. That's still 10% from
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, what are your thoughts there? I don't think we break 60, though. That's my thing here. I'm more looking that way than up.
Yeah, let me see. So Devin pulling back to about 56 is
Okay.
kind of what I'm thinking can happen, which is why I hadn't added it yet. But here's the thing, like that's not going to happen if the rest of oil plays out how I'm thinking it's going to. So it's kind of a isolated flow that might not pan out, and I got to kind of go with the sector read, over that. So
True or false?
yeah,
If Devin does pull back to 56, it's one day and a half.
yes, and it's done that. That's what it did last time.
Yeah. That's why I
So
asked.
so for that reason, I think we should go ahead and add Devin because I've got upside to like 73. So yeah, we'll go ahead and add it. I like the risk reward. Trying to catch it on a red day is kind of what I'd recommend.
Love it. I probably should have pounded the table a little bit harder on this one, but we're back to the level, so I'm not too mad about it. Stitch or Figs, the nursing clothes, the Stitch Fix for nurses.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I have 914. This is another one that does not have history down here, so it's gonna if and when it does run, it should run quick. 10's obviously in the play here, that psychological level, but for me, confirming that sends it to 14 pretty quickly.
I got 421 15C.
Yeah.
So
You have
12.5C.
What do you have on the sold? If you have solds at like 850 or 9, I say we add it.
I got solds at 750, but that's a consequence of the strike levels.
Oh, okay.
There's no nines. There's 750 and 10.
Okay.
So yeah.
Wait a week or go now.
No, let's go. Let's do it.
Okay.
I like things.
I have Fubu on this list just because I wanted to talk about it in the video. But yeah, we already kind of talked about the 350 being a strike when we went through the hot list. So perfect. Hertz is a winner already. Kodak is a winner already. Marvel 46. Only reason I'm on this guy is it seems like it's lagging, and 60 is my next number. I would want 55s or better from you.
So one thing to watch on Monday pre-market, they're also a semiconductor. They have the past few earnings sort of set the table for these sort of like after the AMD dust settles and everything, you start to get the secondary semiconductors, and so on is going to impact what Marvel does.
Notes.
Yeah, notes. I don't have any clarity on semiconductors at the moment.
Perfect. We've been good. It's time to tighten it up.
Yeah.
That's what makes you better, right?
Yep.
Matterport, MTTR. That secondary good partnership companies. This I think might get AI. I thought might get the AI push too, just because they kind of are in that spectrum. But
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's see.
I mean,
217 4C honestly looks a little bit bearish in calls.
yeah,
And then I don't have enough of the 750s.
perfect.
So, yeah.
Let's not do her yet. Invis 311 581. Even fives from here is good, but we're back to that 311, which I like it better when it's above three.
Um,
And I still have the note flow first on this one.
yeah. I don't know what's going on with this, but some whale is getting one P leaps on it every day. Um, I ignore that
If
because
I
that's
ignore
way out of the
that,
money.
if I
If I
ignore
ignore it,
that,
yeah.
if I ignore
It
that,
does
dude.
have it has 0.5C 210, 4C 217, 5C 224. That's a pretty good trajectory for the strikes kind of spaced a week out, up 50 cents each time. So I do, yeah, I like that. I like that setup.
A,
I think,
A.
yeah, yeah, the 1P. It's not for till 2024, so I don't even know. I don't know what that's about, but I'm just gonna, yeah, I'll go with the other flow. I think we're good.
Okay, perfect. I like that one. This one I like trading that guy. Rite Aid, pretty much throwing the jab here too. This flat bottom here. Um, I like the support on 350, especially if we have the five or sixes. No way this should be down here. There's just no way.
Yeah, this let me see.
They're for me, they're one of the casualties of when I talk about the interest rate affecting
Yeah.
borrowing money,
Hmm.
because that's what they do to stay alive. They do have a lot of loan debt, so they are paying there. That is definitely hurting them, but I don't think they're gonna go anywhere. And even if they did, you would like go through the restructuring, bankruptcies, all that kind of selling brands they own, stuff like that first.
Yeah, and as a drugstore chain, that they're concentrated in a lot of cities where the rent's more expensive for wherever their store
Yes,
is.
yes.
So this isn't your like rural CVS location,
No.
where
Well,
they just the land's
that's
cheap.
we have Rite Aid out here pretty thick, and that's one thing where they could save money. And again, I think you'll see that before they like go out of business. They could close like half their stores and still service
Yeah,
the same markets. Like still have no problem
right. Yeah,
servicing the
yeah.
same
There's one on
area.
every corner in Chicago. I remember that.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, let me see here. So I like the June 5C. That's where all the volume's concentrating right now. Is I got 217 4C, but then that June 5C. So they do see survivability here, and that's only a $60 contract.
Yeah, and
So
on the share side, I
uh,
just think scaling in here is we're
yeah,
not getting these. We're not going to get threes much longer. It feels like it really feels like that.
yeah, I like it. I like it.
Perfect.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it. Uh, you really don't have to look at this one. And well, I lied. It's on a good level. Ride. I'm probably late and behind here, but I've 153 to 229. It tapped 153 Friday. The trend stayed intact through the Fed event. It's a shitty EV stock though.
Are they delivering cars
Yeah,
yet?
they like five at a time.
Nice.
You get 10 T-shirts with every car delivered.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me look. I really, to be honest, haven't looked at their news in a while, but um, yeah, I mean they deliver.
So 421, 2C, and 2.5C are bullish. If that's enough for us.
You have two fives and twos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 421, 2, and 2.5. Um, the shorter term stuff's all at 150, which
Yeah,
is
that's the floor.
that's good
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Let's
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it. Let's do it.
All right.
Damn it. You brought this one up a few weeks ago. I didn't like it. I mean, we're talking 10 cents. I didn't like it till we got on the other side of my level. But we're
Yeah.
there now. But we are there now, which is cents. A little sugar beet, the glucose monitor.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
the big drop from $3 on FDA news, and we've just leaked out since then. I do think we get back to that 253 range. I'm only bringing it up because you brought it up a couple weeks ago, though. Not something I would bring up without like the sector going. Um,
So I've got January 3C, January 7C, um, 1.5s, 217, 1.5C. Yeah, I do. I like it. I still like it down here. I
okay,
like shares or leaps.
yeah, I like shares.
Um,
I mean, especially if you just want to put, whether it's $100 or $1,000 in, I don't know your account, but whatever it is, right, and just leave it.
yeah.
I mean, that's a lotto for me. That's how you lotto. Um, you just, something you can man.
Yeah. I basically like when I say that I want leaps on something, it's basically like I don't want to babysit it.
Yeah,
So that's also that equates to a small share position.
yeah, 100,000 shares, let it sit, see where it is in
Yeah.
6 months, or set an alert when at 300%.
Yeah.
I think you're better off and stuff like that. Um, Tupperware.
Yeah. And by the way,
Sorry, sorry.
healthcare, you'll probably see in the bear cave some mega caps because I think those are hurting right now. Um,
Yeah,
J&J stands out. I think we see a pullback there. PFE, I was trying to look at a bullish setup on PFE, but I didn't want to force it because it's just not there right now. TA wise, I think we're getting close, but flow isn't there.
no,
People
100%
are kind
with
of
you.
sour on vaccine companies right now.
Yeah, well, there's a Lumen. How much are they going to get sued for?
Yeah.
Thought in everyone's head. Tupperware, very similar to Rite Aid. Previously, winner. We played this thing to $11.
Yeah.
It's 450 now. Kind of, it's showing support down there in the low fours. Just want to know what you see. This company is not Rite Aid. Someone's
I,
gonna probably have to buy these guys, to be honest with you.
I had no idea we actually broke down. I hadn't looked at this since I think I got out at like 11:50.
Hey, that's my job, bud.
Yeah.
My job.
Yeah.
It's not your job.
um
Yeah, can you believe it's down here? Holy crap!
no, it's crazy. Man, it's still bearish to 3.
All right,
God. Yeah.
perfect. How is this not on your list this week, sir? Val, 1719, right back to our level.
Um it's actually in my basic materials note. I said it stood out as the bullish steel play. I think it's going to not do the pullback. Yeah, I got 61620C.
Yeah, this is going on. Yeah, good
I got
choice.
I got a 20 January 2024 35C.
Yep, yep.
Keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Let's put Valve out there on the hot list. This is where
Yeah.
we attacked from before, and it had that move to 20. I like it a lot, especially since
Yeah.
it's supported by your notes usually.
Yeah, this is actually the stock that got me into Leaps because they were
Yes.
cheap, and then
Yes.
I saw how they moved, and I think like for me, I don't. I've said this before. Um, I don't paper trade, and I don't like. I'll watch list individual options and things, but it's more real when you have some skin in the game, even if it's small.
Yep.
That's where the confidence comes from, seeing it actually play out. So yeah, just a great play for Leaps. Um, they're cheap. You can go close to the money and clear 100, 200% on them. So like it. And
Perfect.
don't let the price fool you. This is a huge company. This is the largest nickel producer in the world. So it's a mega cap for sure.
Yelp.
Yeah.
Tap that
You do,
33, boss.
you do like those crappy apps.
I told you. They
Yeah.
respect my levels. We got ER this week. 3326 was my channel. Um, yeah, I'm flow dependent here from now on, especially with ER looming.
81845C.
You okay with taking this one off
And
for ER? See what happens, or do you want to play?
yeah, yeah. No, I think I would actually I might give ER a shot on this one. They do tend to have a pretty big move on that. So
Do you want to keep
um,
him then, or do you want to? I mean, I'm fine.
um
I mean, if you're playing it, I'll keep it.
yeah, I'm thinking $40. So yeah,
Okay,
let's do it.
let's keep it then. Yeah, no. Say that one more time for the video.
$40 on your bitchy restaurant reviews.
Perfect. ZM, old Zoomers.
Whales love Leaps on this one,
That's what you were saying.
and this is the Kathy Wood Revenge Tour. We'll see if that continues. Her stuff's been hot
Oh yeah.
all year.
Oh yeah.
Um, let's see. Yeah, there it is. So I got 224.90
Yeah,
and
let's run this through.
3390C,
Let's run
and
this
that's
through.
right at a pretty key level for me.
Yeah, let's run that.
Because here's the deal: like to me, if it confirms 90, it's going to like 120, which is where those leaps I posted in December were 120C for 2025. So they'll be up huge on those if that hits kind of where
If
I
we
see it
if we
going.
confirm this 80, we're gone.
Yeah,
We're gone. This
yeah.
is
This is one of the better tech large cap setups. So we do
perfect.
try to get on those. I like it.
Perfect. All right, what's the? That's all. That's all I got.
Yeah, cool.
Definitely. I'm real adamant right now about staying inside my box until this stops working. I feel if I try to chase something right now, I'm going to get distracted. And this
Yeah,
is it's a really good time right now to just we literally worked for a year, 6 months, 3 months, however you want to put it, on a pretty nice pool of stocks that they all will give opportunity. Trying to get a better opportunity on something I don't know just seems like a bad idea in this current environment. I'll wait till it's shitty again to do research. Like I'll wait till I don't have anything really to trade to look for stuff to trade. But right now our stuff is great, so
yeah,
it's paying
absolutely.
off. It's paying off.
And yeah, and one note, I want to get a natural gas comment in. Just, I mean, there's only so many victory laps I can take on
Yeah.
the cold move, but you're gonna see people trying to get the bottom on Boyle, and you're gonna see like socials on it, and like it just, but it's not a, it's this is not, it's not a meme stock. It's not momentum stock of any kind. Natural gas, yeah, it's gonna recover. Our the what Unc and I say about Boyle is, I think the best way to approach it, it's that reverse split when both when it's announced and then after it happens. That's what that's what you want to look for. You don't want to try to buy it at 580 to take it back to 650. Even that might happen, but this could keep falling. There's nothing right now that's going to reverse natural gas. People tried to buy it like, oh, it's going to be cold in Texas, so I'm going to buy natural gas. Like it's just it this happens in energy. It just keeps going. Oil went negative at one point. That can
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
So yeah, just be wary, kind of dip by, and anybody who's talking about doing it probably doesn't know what the hell they're doing, um, especially in commodities. So you can just sit back and enjoy the show on that.
I ain't gonna say no names, but I started getting messages when it was $10 to buy it, and I was pretty adamant about wait for the reverse split, and
Yeah.
I wasn't that confident then in the reverse split. I just thought it was an option. It's gonna reverse split. I'm telling you that right now. It's well on its way. Don't be taking a
Yeah,
lotto
right. Well, I
chance.
mean, when I saw the cold 65C, I didn't necessarily think that was going to go in the money, but I thought it was going to be a profitable trade that would get into the 40s, and then it just kept going, and now it's past that. So
Yeah, we hit
just
67 last week.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you launched 77 sometime during the week. I seen that about crap myself.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, yeah. What was the let's do that one real quick. That's in
Uh,
collabs.
oh, okay.
I know there's
Yeah,
one sitting in there.
yeah. It's APD.
APD. Yeah, that's right. Bro, I legit
So
traded. I traded Monday through Thursday. Or excuse me, Tuesday through Thursday, full days, four to close. I was
oh wow.
so like Friday I was like I'm not looking at screens, and I did read the room late, and then I really didn't. I was like I just need to not look at screens for a couple days. That's more what it was.
Yeah. So yeah, one thing I noticed too. When Unc says I'm going to run out of money today, that's different than when that's different than when the mop head says. Like when the mop head says I'm going to run out of money, it means like they burned through their account on zero DTE. With Unc, it's the fun, the settled trades kind of
Yeah.
deal. Like it's a yeah, yeah. You've
Well,
done all your trading
my
you're going to do
shit my
for the
shit. I mean, for the new guys that I'm pretty clear on what I do and what I trade with. I reset my account every month 45K. That's three
yeah.
allotments of 15K. That's what I usually try to like kind of. That's how my system works. But this
Hmm.
last week I have margin on my account, right? Like it's there.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I got into it a couple times. Like I was like, I don't even, and normally I don't. Two rules I broke last week is I got into margin and I had to scroll down on like my positions. Right, I couldn't see all my
Yeah.
positions because I had too many open positions. Um, but yeah, come on, you didn't see the. It had to pull back. It had, especially after what happened Thursday. Um, I don't know. You just get a feel, P. You really do. It's not like, oh, well, RSI on the daily was over the MACD on the yearly, and it had a virtual cross. But shut the fuck
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Right. Right.
It's a feel. I do this
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
day. I do this every day. If I didn't have
Yeah.
if I didn't have a
I
good
was
gut
like,
feeling, I wouldn't be doing this every day. My gut feelings are good. That's why I've been able to make it. If they were bad, I would be Strat Boy asking you for smoothie, buddy.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm with you. Yeah, APD. This is a atmospheric gases doc. Um, Helium. I don't know if the Chinese balloon has anything to do with this. I doubt it. But big, big drop here. Looks like on earnings,
Okay.
but the the flow is saying 217,320 that we get
Yeah,
a
that's
pretty
just
quick
retrace.
reversal here.
Retrace. Yeah, it's just your
Exactly.
retrace.
Yeah.
So 3 day rule here. I don't have a definitive downside. Besides where we are for some reason, this 290.
Yeah.
So I would expect this to instantly turn around. If not, I'm like a 260 guy, 265 guy. Um, yeah, as an actual
It
floor. But
yeah. Now it broke through the sold puts at 300, and so what I actually like on it, I would go a month later than the whales, and I would go 317, 320C, or maybe 330 if you want to. But so that's kind of where I am on that. I actually I think that
Yes.
talked about this stock before. Let me see. Um,
I just think you have a more
maybe
pullback
not.
here.
I don't know.
You just have a little more pullback here, I think. To the let's say,
Yeah.
I re- I don't know why it's in my head, but in the 60s, even if it's 69, um,
Mhm.
I see that. That's just what I see on the TA side.
Yeah, I think that's possible. So I'm going to be looking.
Yeah, this guy.
This is what I use this term sometimes because I'm kind of a historian too, but it's like the opening salvo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where like the whales see a big drop and it's like we're going to hop into some calls here, but it's a starter, and it's their starter might be $1 million. You got to kind of ignore the dollar amounts, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they buy this. They don't care if it goes down a little more because they know where it's going to go. And so yeah, so that's why like I didn't hot list it because 3-day rule takes us like to Wednesday. So might see it in my notes,
Okay.
and then we might see it next week. Um, it's a large cap. Bid ask spread is kind of tricky on it. So anyone who's thinking about trading this and wants to ask questions about that, um, basically don't buy the ask. Just try to get a fill in the middle somewhere is what I would say. So,
Perfect. And you know
but
me,
yeah, definitely caught my attention.
cheap share side guy. You know how I do it. 268.93 one line. We'll definitely scream if it drops down to there. Especially with that 320 flow rate. That's perfect.
Yeah. And I mean, and honestly too, the two things about the shares and the more expensive shares. One is if your broker lets you do fractional shares, that's a great way to trade those. Like
Yeah.
you want $1,000 position, you just say $1,000, and you don't have to buy $1,200 worth of the stock. And the other thing is when we're talking about percentages, and the flow is telling me that we get a 15 20% move. If you have one share, 15 20%, who cares how many shares you have at that point? The shares, like if you're wanting to scale in and out in a day trade, that's where that matters more. But just in terms of a swing, I'll swing a large cap and I'll own 4 shares of it, and who cares? Because I'm looking at that 15 20%. You get your percentage regardless.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Got anything else here at the end?
No, I'm gonna be taking a look at futures. Bitcoin just lost 23K. Nothing catastrophic, but going to keep an eye on that. If futures gap down, that'll suffer some too. So some of our crypto levels might get tested. Um, I'd say like for Monday, if I had to guess how I'm gonna be playing that, I'm gonna scalp pretty small and just kind of give it 30 minutes, 45 minutes, see what happens. But yeah, future should be interesting. We'll see.
Perfect, perfect. I'm gonna kill this, but hang out for a second for me if you will.
Yeah.